Pathmark is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmark qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmark to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmark.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have John Perpillant from Design Theory, CEO with them. How are you doing today, John?
I'm good, Ernesto. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
It's great to have you on today's show. And while I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, wondering what Design Theory is all about. So let's kick it off with that. John, in your own words, tell us a little bit more.
Sure. Thank you for the time. So Design Theory we're a small digital marketing agency. We help small businesses with their websites. And more recently, we've been doing a lot of redesign. So if you've got a website and you're a small business owner, let's say about 20 to 50 people or less, and you've got a website and you're looking to redesign it, we help with that. And then once it's redesigned, we help with marketing it. We do a little bit of on-page SEO, a little bit of off-page SEO and digital advertising, as well as business strategy. So if you're saying like, hey, we've got an event coming up, or we've got a product we want to launch, and we want to know how do we maximize that effort, we help with those too. So we really partner with our clients. We've been in business for over 15 years, and we're happy to still be providing success for our clients.
Definitely, that's great to hear. And so that way, then our listeners who are tuned in, John, could get a good understanding there of your company. What would you say then is those key problems that you guys are looking to solve for clients?
Yeah, key problems usually are that strategy or efficiency. And so our clients will come and say, hey, we've got this property, or we have this online property, or we have this project that we want to get off the ground, or maybe we want to optimize our website with a new vertical that streamlines some of our efforts that we're doing, by hand. For example, having an LMS system installed, which is a learning management system. So, for example, where we have clients that are, educators or continued educators, or they provide CEs in particular in the therapy and mental health space, where they have clients that need to be taking courses or training sessions on a regular basis, so that way they can keep upholding their certifications. And so instead of them going in and creating a new opportunity every single time in person, or recreating documentation, or recreating forms and things that people have to fill out, we actually help to build automation. We help to do registrations that tie into forms, that tie into triggers. That way it's like, hey, all you need to do is just get people to sign up, and then all these other things that you would typically do and touch that take up time, we automate those things, and all of that is by relationships, right? So that's just one example that we do. But efficiency is probably something that most website owners and small business owners face, where it's like, hey, we've got this website, maybe we sell products and services. We don't know how the best way to get those products and services in people's hands, or to get them to, take action once they've seen it, and make it streamlined, or not necessarily make it streamlined, but make it effortless. So we do all of those things plus a whole lot more.
Okay, perfect. And so is there then a certain vertical segment? Is there an ideal ICP there for Design Theory?
Yeah, I wish we had it more defined, because we don't typically go across, I would say, like a certain industry. So we have clients that are doctors that are, I would say in the medical realm, we have mechanics, we have singers, opera singers, we've got professionals that are in many different industries. I would say that our ideal customer profile is usually the owner or CEO that may or may not have some staff, and their staff being anywhere between, by themselves, or even up to about 25 to 50 people, where it's like, hey, we're operating really good. We've got a budget for us to do marketing. but we don't know what's the best way to do it. Or, we're trying to do a lot of the stuff in house, but we're not really finding success. And so we want to be able to, offshoot that, but at the same time, a partnership with somebody that we can communicate with on a regular basis that can grow with us. So that's where we really help the most, is our partnerships with our clients, because we get to know who they are. One of our mottos, or one of our theories, that I should say, is we want your business, not your money.
That's really important, right? Because I mean, if you're in a business, you can keep on growing, and like you mentioned, right, referrals comes back at the end. So that's awesome to hear. That's actually what I was going to go into, right? So what would you say is your top client acquisition then, therefore, for design theory?
It's most likely referrals. I think that about 70% of our business comes to referrals, and some of that is through our efforts being on the ground. So like, we'll be out at networking events, we'll be at conferences, and but the work that we do for our clients, we have a practice of, like, once we're done with the project, whether however big or small that it is, we're asking them for referrals, we're asking them for their feedback. And we're along the way, with them. We're in constant communication to ensure that we're providing services that they and at the speed or at the pace and communication methods that they appreciate. So that way, at the end of that, they feel a sense of accomplishment. They feel like they had a part in that, in what the end result is, and they're usually pretty happy with it, to the point to where they tell others that are in their industries, and that's how we really, have built our portfolio of business.
Definitely important. So then on that note then, so that way our listeners go and visit you guys, they could always check you guys out at jpdesigntheory.com. What role does the website then play for client acquisition?
So our website has a couple of different opportunities where, one, we are very big on providing information and value. And so we have articles that you can go on our website for and read that talk. I should say it this way: the articles that we have on our website, we gear them towards being not too technical. Meaning, like, if you're looking to satisfy a particular task, say for example, hey, we need to add a new user to our website, or we need to know how to create a new blog post, a new page, or maybe even adding a new, getting somebody access to our MailChimp account, or adding somebody's access to a Google Ads account or a Google Analytics account. We create like step-by-step instructionals that are in our articles. Some of them are even in videos, and they're really simple, right? So as long as you can read along and you can watch, you can do these things. Beyond that, we've got slide decks that teach you how to do digital marketing, how to leverage several different platforms. One in particular that we do and we highlight is LinkedIn. We love that platform from a business standpoint and from a professional standpoint. It's more than just your online resume, if you will. Whether you're a professional, individual, entrepreneur, or a business owner, leveraging that platform. So we have like slide decks for that. We actually have a workshop that we do twice a month called LinkedIn for Professionals that people can register for. That's also on our website. And then beyond that, we have our typical services for website care and maintenance, where if you've got a WordPress website and you don't have any maintenance on it, and you're worried about, getting viruses or getting malware attacks, or making sure that your software is updated so that way your customers have the best experience, whether on mobile or on desktop, we have website care where people can sign up for that. That's all there. We have a pro shop that has different products and services as well. And then we've got our web design and photography and media pages that also have the best practices for those products and services, and all of those plus more are on our website for our clients.
All right, great to hear that. So, talking about the website and your experience, is there any tools or tips or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
Yes. So you always want to have call to actions, and at the very least, you want to have some smaller, forms that people could fill out. So for example, let's say that you had a product or service, and, people typically, your homepage is going to be your main landing page, right? And so when they get there and they see this new offering for this new product that you're offering, and so they can see maybe a graphic for it, maybe it's a short video, and they click on that and bring them to this landing page. On that landing page, you're going to talk about that a little bit more extensively. And what people don't typically do is give an opportunity for people to take an action right then and there. So that might be like a quick form that says, hey, I'm interested. Here's my phone number, my name and phone number, and maybe an email address. And I click on that, and then it gives the business owner at least some intent to say, hey, this is this person who's interested in this product or service, and they provided their information and they're ready to take the next step. And so that gives the business owner the opportunity to give it to their staff, or maybe they have their sales team to follow back up with a phone call or an email and saying, hey, you fill out our form, or maybe they filled out a form because it had a call to action for a free guide or a slide deck or a white paper, or even a discount, to get early in access for a workshop or a product. Having these forms on various pages, it might sound redundant, but it actually is helpful, because the chances that somebody may be coming to that page and then taking an action is greater if you give them that opportunity there, versus them having to step away from that and then trying to figure out, where do I take an action? Do I need to go to the contact page and do that? So I have to leave this experience or leave what I'm interested in doing and having to take another action before I'm able to actually, let the owner of the website know that I have intent, a positive intent on this product or service. The other thing I would say is FAQs. FAQs are underutilized by just about every business that's out there. And the reason why I say that is because we all get questions, whether we're in person or whether it's online, sometimes through our online platforms, and sometimes right through our forums, where people are asking some questions that you may be answering over and over, right? Or maybe they're challenge questions that your target audience, your ICP, are usually using, Google to find solutions for. You should be using an FAQ, and that FAQ could be a page all by itself. It could be an accordion that sits on, a particular landing page or on your services page next to the list of services that you do, or that you offer, or products that you offer, so that way you can answer those questions that your ideal audience is challenged with. So that way they know, one, I'm the subject matter expert or this organization is the subject matter expert of this product or service, or within this industry, and here's the proof in that. Are you suffering from this? Are you challenged with this? Are you trying to save time with this? Is this taking away productivity within your workspace? Do you need cleaning in these areas or this part of your business? Whatever that the product service may be, you want to speak to them in the way that they are searching for these products and service, or searching for these solutions. So using an FAQ, definitely something that's easy to use, easy to implement, and you can add to it. That's the other thing about it, is like you start with maybe 5, and then maybe, add another 5 more, every other month, as you start to see that, hey, we're getting these, these constant questions, these constant inquiries. Let's add them to the FAQ and then promote them. Those are easy things that you could turn around as like Instagram Reels, or as, YouTube Shorts, with a quick screenshot and then maybe a graphic, and then an overlay text to have the question and the answer right then and there, and then lead people back to your website so that way they can take an action.
Definitely. I mean, love that. I mean, I want to ask a little bit about LinkedIn for professionals. Is that something that we could hear on that as well? Or is that just
Yeah, absolutely. So LinkedIn is like one of my favorite platforms. I've been on it, since 2008, maybe even longer. It's been a long time that I've been on there. And initially I got on there because, again, it was more of like a online portfolio or online resume, if you will, professional resume, right? Now, especially if you use creator mode, there's so many opportunities for you to be able to showcase what you do and your expertise, being a subject matter expert in almost any industry. We teach, or myself and my team, we teach a workshop about twice a month, both in person and virtually, where we talk about, hey, these are some features that are in LinkedIn that you may not know. It's not just going on LinkedIn and creating a post and then walking away. There's, the ability for you to do newsletters right to your followers on LinkedIn that people can subscribe to. There's the ability for you to create long form articles as well as short form posts. There's the ability for you to add a button for people to request a meeting or to go right to your new product that maybe you're launching. It's a custom button that you can create right on your profile page. You can list your hourly rate. There's even a featured section where you can showcase your work, and so that could be linked off to different pages on your website, or maybe other platforms that you sell your products. Like, for example, maybe you have some products listed on Product Hunt or on Amazon. You can put those in your featured section, so that when people go to your profile, they could see not just who you are and follow you and connect with you, but they can also see your opportunities Maybe you have an upcoming event. You can have your registration there and have like a graphic there, and all of those are customizable and they don't have to be things that live solely on LinkedIn's platform like other platforms kind of lock you into. So those are just a few things. But one of the bigger things I will say is that there's even the ability for you to take your all of your contacts and all of the information that LinkedIn's gathered on you and your contacts, and be able to export that content and use that for your CRM and use that for your mailing list. Oh my gosh, there's so many ways that we talk about leveraging LinkedIn, but I would say it's a very much underutilized platform, but very powerful if you're in the professional space and looking to grow your business and your skill sets.
Definitely would agree. Okay, awesome. So let's switch gears a little bit then, and let's talk about you as a leader there. You being the CEO there for Design Theory, John. What are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work?
So key tasks for me is communicating with our clients. And, when I started the business, I was, doing everything. I was wearing all the hats, right? Doing the bookkeeping, doing the marketing, doing the development, doing the photography, doing the design, doing the copy, doing the content, all of those things. And you can do them to a certain degree, but at some point, you're not going to be able to do all of them as efficient, and you're not going to be able to grow, right, as a business. And so, we've got a team of people that do have these skill sets a lot better than me. And so that way I can stay focused on doing what I enjoy doing, which is actually communicating with our clients. I love doing meetings and discovery meetings and strategy sessions. I also do accountability coaching. And so when we sit down with our clients and say, hey, what are the things that you're looking to do over the next 3, 6, 12 months? We literally build that out as a strategy plan and say, okay, well, these are the milestones that we're going to be looking for, and these are the checkpoints that we're going to have. And so some clients we meet once a week, some clients we meet a couple times a month, and sometimes maybe it's just once a month, just to ensure that they're doing what they need to do, we're doing what we need to do, and we're providing the solutions that they need, so that way they can keep going. And so the one of the biggest benefit factors to that is that they are great in what they do, and they can stay focused on that. They don't have to worry about getting involved in like the technical stuff regarding their website or regarding, content creation or our content distribution, or even, emerging technology, that's constantly changing, on a day-to-day and week-to-week basis.
All right. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for sharing your day-to-day there. And let's jump into our next section then here, John, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for that?
I think so.
All right. Perfect. First off then is, what is the last book that you read?
The last book that I read, if I'm remembering, maybe The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. But I know I was into some other ones too. Oh, I forget the name of the author, but the Unfuck yourself. If you can put that in there. Essentially, it's like, getting out of your own way, and that was really good for me because I was realizing I was taking on or doing on some tasks or doing things that were getting in the way of productivity. So that's one of them. That's a couple books there.
Okay, perfect. Great read there for our listeners. Next up then is, what is one single thing that Design Theory is focused on at the moment the most?
It really depends because the demands that we get from our clients changes often. I would say automation is probably the thing that we're focused on the most. We are really big on trying to save not just ourselves time, but our clients' time. And our clients just don't know all the different opportunities that are out there, software and platforms that are out there. And so we take the liberty of setting a lot of those things up for them. And, where they want to be educated on how things work, we do it. But other than that, it's like, we just say, hey, we know these are the things that you're doing. This is some ways that we can automate this for you to maybe give you back 15 minutes and a day, up to an hour a day, or so much per week. Automation is certainly the thing I think we're focused on the most. Right behind that is AI.
Okay, important. Next up then, if there be no boundaries in technology, then what would be that one thing that you would want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Ooh, duplicating myself. If I could have no boundaries and limitations with that, I would say duplicating myself. I'm not everywhere that I'd like to be. I'd love to do more interviews and things like this on a weekly basis. I'd love to be able to fly to all of our clients, and meet them in person, more regularly. I'd love to be able to have more time to create content and disseminate it in ways that is directly helpful on all of the platforms that our clients on, and not just siloing it on just a few, just because that's what our workflow is currently.
Okay, right. Love that. Right. I mean, you like how the way you work, you're getting everything done. So that's awesome to see. Next up then is, if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
Ooh, one repetitive task. It would be, which kind of is, but not always is, because of different mediums of communications that we have. Direct, I would say for me, like I'll get text messages from potential clients, I'll get emails from potential clients, and phone calls from potential clients. If I can get all of them in a succinct way to have them book meetings on my calendar, I think I would do that. And so the reason why I say that, and while there is opportunities out there, a succinct way, meaning that it's not off-putting. I'm a very personal person, and so my interactions with our clients are personal, and so I don't want to be off-putting. When, say for example, I tried to call and they weren't able to connect with me, I give them an auto response on my phone or an email that says, put a meeting on my calendar. But that is probably the thing that I do the most on a day-to-day basis, is providing the links and the ways to book a meeting with me.
Great to hear that. And well, lastly, I mean, John, no doubt you have the experience in the marketing world, but what would be that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Oh, I would say experiment immediately with whatever that I'm curious about. I think that when I first got started, like most entrepreneurs, we're very curious about things, and we're curious about opportunities, whether it be applications or it may be groups and different areas to kind of get into. And quickly after we get started, we start to I would say, I don't want to say get recluse, but we start to get a little more shy to experimenting on things that may or may not work. And because we're worried about failure, or we're worried about publicly failing, we try to like stay in the lanes that we're in, or stay to what we think that we know the best. And that is, I think, detrimental, because we lock ourselves out from being able to get exposed to much more opportunities, whether it be education, whether it be automation, whether it be partnerships, and better ways to be more efficient. I would say, experiment often, and experiment early, and set a timeline for that, right? And say, hey, I'm going to experiment. Say, for example, you're not on TikTok, but everybody's on TikTok and you want to, get in there. Okay, well, experiment with it and say, I'm going to experiment with this for the next 30 days. And I'm going to document my efforts. I'm going to, beforehand, see what others that are in my industry and what they're doing, see what works. And then I'm going to try it myself for about 30 days, meaning I'm going to be consistent with this. And at the end of that 30 days, I'm going to, do a self-evaluation, or maybe evaluation with my team, and say, hey, was this worth it? Did we do a good job? What did we learn? Do we want to do this for another 30 days? Do we want to do this for longer than that? How can we do better? What was the response? Did things work out? Did we have some goals that were realistic, and were we able to achieve them? And how close were we able to achieve the ones that we didn't, fully achieve? But how close did we get to actually achieving them? Right. Those are the things I would say that I would say to my earlier self, and to the earlier entrepreneurs that are getting started today.
Definitely important. Some great advice there, like you mentioned, not just for yourself, but for our listeners. And well, John, we are coming to the end of our show here today. But before we do end, I do want to give you the last word. Say someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about design theory?
We're partners. We're like I said, we want your business, not your money. And so if you're working with us at Design Theory, like I said, we've been around for over 15 years. We've probably got about a 90% or 95%, I should say, retention rate. But when we work with our clients, and I would say this for anybody who's working with a marketing agency, is that you really want to have a relationship with them, because they're the ones that's going to really help you to be successful, but they're also are going to see what you need, and be able to grow with you as well as how your needs will grow as your business grows.
Definitely. And well, to our listeners, you could always check them out at jpdesigntheory.com. They help bring clarity for established businesses seeking to navigate the complex world of the digital marketing. Hey, John, thank you so much for being on with us today, as well as to our listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Path Monk Presents. Thanks a lot, John.
Thank you, Ernesto.